Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to my channel. So, tons of projects lying around here. I am aiming or trying to do my mid-year WIP parade, and well, trying. It will be done one way or another, but it is, what day is it? Yes, it is Sunday, so I am filming this on a Sunday evening. I will try to have the video up later tonight, or it won't happen until tomorrow. It depends on how much editing I need to be doing on this video today. But anyways, here we are. So it's a little bit of a combination, I would say. It's like a WIP parade. It's also like a little bit of a sum up of what I've been doing for the past 2 months. So, and also a little bit about my plans and my thoughts about how it will work going forward, because I am, I have, well, maybe you don't, maybe this is the first time you see my videos, which is fine, but so let me just tell you, I am trying to whip down at the same time as I also want to start new projects, because there's so many projects that I want to start and put my hands on. But for me, I am up, I think I have about 40 WIPs or something like that, which is, I would say, somewhere in the middle. Some people have fewer, some people have more. For me, 40 is just a little bit above too much. And I have been trying different stuff. I mean, I was a monogamous stitcher to start with. I did then scale up, and I did in the beginning, I think, I stuck to like 10, and then it went up. It's, the startitis, that when you just want to start new stuff. And that was also a way to explore what I want to do with my stitching and stuff like that. So yes, it's on one hand, why not start it, because it's better than it just lying there, and it's better to get your hands on it and start stitching. But also, I also want to I want to finish some, and then there are some full coverage that would take me years to finish, and right now I don't feel I have enough time, because I do want to make progress on them too, even though it's not as visible maybe. So whipping down, but with that said, I have 40 WIPs, and some of them I haven't touched, because this year I did change it up a little bit. I am trying to focus on 2 or 3 WIPs per week. I have one focus piece that I want to finish, and then the SAL, and then the third, if I ever have time to add a third one for 1 week. That is the one that I will switch up a little bit. So a lot of these I have not picked up, but they are in my rotation. So with that said, let's start and just see what I have here. So I thought it would be good to, I think I'm doing it by brand pretty much. And yeah. So the brand that I really like, and the ones that you can see, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 WIPs of this brand, and it's Mareka. And again, I don't know. I mean, I'm stitching on other brands too, but for some reason the Mareka kits really speaks to me. I like working from their charts. I like the way they the way they chart every single image with nuance and detail, but the projects are not too big. So yeah, so let's start. Do I move this to the side maybe a little bit? I don't have a lot of space, but it will be easier, I think, if I do this. So to be honest, within the brands, it's in no particular order. So just start with this one. And when there's an image, I will try to show the image in the video, because just to reduce the editing, because it is going to be a longer video, so it's less. Editing longer videos just takes longer time, so I'm just trying to sort of eliminate that. So let's see. So this is called Sweet Pea. It's by Marika, and it's a small kind of summery, early summer piece, I would say. The reason I chose this one, it's because sweet peas were my grandmother's favorite flower. She had them in her garden against a white fence, and yeah, so this is a piece that I actually have no problem with when not finishing. I like to have it as a WIP, like an active WIP that I get to pick up and just put in some stitches once in a while, and sort of remembering her and her garden. She was very good with plants. I'm not, but she was very good. She had a really nice garden, and yeah, so sweet peas were one of her favorites. So this is Marika. They are stitched on a 16 count that I got, Ada, with DMC threads. So super nice threads. And this is my progress so far. So, and as you can see, not a lot of progress, and again, I am in no hurry. This is one that I want to last longer. So let me just check. So this one I actually started in 2024, which is the year when I did start a lot of stuff. I started it, let me see, April 12th, 2024. So as you can see, not a lot of progress, just because, like I said, I do pick it up. I do like 1 or 2 squares, and then I put it aside. But it is turning up really nicely. I like the colors. And again, the detail and the color shifts. There's a lot of colors in Marika kits. And I like that because it turns out so nicely. It is stitched 2 over 1 square. So yes, so that is that one. Okay, let me do this, change sides, switch, and move on to a winter project. Okay, so this is, oops. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, there's more of this one. So this is called Winter Evening. Don't want to show you the chart. For some reason I have lost the plastic thing, so that's why I'm trying to be careful not to show you the chart behind here. But anyways, Winter Evening, Marika, 16 count Ada, DMC thread. Sorry about the glare. There you go. It is a really, really nice piece. It's not full coverage. Like up here, you have like partial coverage. And as you can see, there's going to be a lot of back stitching in this one. But I'm really loving it. This is the one that I, oops, sorry. I'm pushing the camera, sorry. So this is the one that I started over, because in this you have 10 stitch, you have full crosses, you have single threads, and then you have double threads. And I think what I did with the samplers is that I do full crosses on everything. That is how I started. I thought I'm not gonna really mind about the chart, I'm just gonna go for it and do full crosses and everything. But then I changed my mind, because I do feel that you get more of a nuance when you shift between single threads and double threads, and full crosses and tents. So I had quite a bit stitched up, I think, so I did frog all of that and started over. And this one I started also in 2024, November 20th in 2024. So that was the first time, and then I restarted it. And yeah, I'm really happy. I like the colors. And again, with Mareka, you do get a lot of colors and a lot of color changes, but it does then show up really, really nicely with good amount of detail. So this is going to be a potential focus piece for winter and fall. I really, really enjoy stitching on this one. Yes, the winter evening Mareka. And let me just actually pause this and while I switch stuff out for you. So another pile, I think I can make this work. I don't really have a lot of space, and also when you do pull out all of your WIPs and just put them in a pile, they take up more space on the floor than you would think. So I'm just pulling them up as we go. So do I do this in a particular? Yes, maybe I will do this one first, because this is another potential focus piece. It is Mareka. It is called Spring Sampler, and this might be a finish for this year. It is lovely. I think it's super cute. Really, really nice. 16 count Ada DMC threads, and this is the one with 2 fabrics. And I have only really done work on the main one. When it comes to the season samplers from Mareka, this is what I do. I start the main ones, the main fabric first. So there you have it. This is my progress so far, and as you can see, I think that the flowers are turning out really, really nicely. Good detail. There are a lot of different pinks, yellows and whites in each flower, and the same with the greens, the leaves. And so this one, I am doing full crosses. I am doing double threads, even though the chart said that this is supposed to be 10 stitch. I just prefer it for this one because I think that the pattern is so, I don't know, I wanted it to really pop. I wanted it to be really, really colorful. So yeah, double threads. And this is DMC, so I'm not afraid of running out because I have DMC. I don't have a master set of DMC, but I have a lot of colors in DMC and I can get my hands on them. So I'm not really worried about running out of thread. Also, the main area here, once I complete these, then I can just complete one image at a time and just see how far the thread stretches. So if I need to do substitutions, then I will try to work in a way that I substitute, that I can complete one image and then do substitutions for the different separate ones. So even if there would be a slight difference in color nuance from different color batches, it won't be, I think, too noticeable. So yeah, so I have a little bit left on the big one, and then it's going to be so much fun to tackle like the smaller ones. And then I haven't really decided how to attach, what stitches to use. I think it's different. The chart says one thing, but when you look at the image, it's like, I don't know if it's like they glued it on or something like that. But I think that the chart is calling for either crosses or something like that. So I'm not decided that yet. I will try different things and see what I like and don't like about it. Yeah, so really, really excited. So I have a little bit of ways to go here on the main part. So this one I started 2024, March 6th. in 2024. And I did stitch on this only during the spring. So spring 2024, 2025, and maybe not so much anymore because I am working on whipping down. So this is one thing that I need to balance, because I do want to, like, I'm not going to do Christmas in July, so I am going to keep the wintry stuff for the winter season. But within that, like spring, summer, I'm probably just going to be trying to focus and finish one project at a time so I get to start a new one. But anyways, spring sampler from Marika, and this is the fabric. It's a little bit, as you can see, off or cream white. Yeah, these are super fun. I can highly recommend them. They are really, sorry, I had to cut that because I did drop stuff and chaos ensued. So sorry, I can highly recommend these kits. I think they are lovely to stitch on and a good variation. So let me show you the next one, which is the summer sampler. And can you see the colors in this one? This is so pretty. It is really, really nice. Again, 2 fabrics. Again, I started with a bigger one. And here it's the reverse. So the off-white is the main thing. And then you have the white one for the smaller images. And I don't know if you can see this, but yeah, it is really nice. It is really beautiful. It is stunning. Again, I mean, I would like to. It would be optimal if I could put my hands on this. It depends on. I will have to see. Again, focusing on whipping down. I am focusing on finding pieces that I can finish. And the spring one comes before this one. And I have other potential focus pieces, so I don't know. Like I said, I miss some of these WIPs, like this one. I would like to stitch more on it, but it is what it is. Time-wise, we'll just see what happens. So this one, summer sampler, I started in 2024, June 10th. But this will then, of course, also become like a potential focus piece. And we will just see how to move forward with this one. So time for the autumn sampler. Sorry, I was just trying to see if you can see. Totally different color palette. I like it a lot. I like the oranges and the greens and the brown. It's really, really nice. And this one is, I think I haven't stitched a lot on this one actually. So I have that. Let's do this. And here, I don't know, I think it is actually stitching up nicer even than the image. Colors are really, really stunning. I like it a lot. Yeah, so anyways, again, there's gonna be some back stitching, and with all of Marika's, there's mostly double threaded full crosses. There are some 10 stitches in here that I'm not doing. I'm doing full crosses all the way on all of the season samplers. And so here you can see the difference from the color of the fabric. And this one I also started in 2024, September 13th. But again, this is, I've been kind of I was more strict with the seasons before, so this is, I think I gave myself like, because autumn here is like September, October, maybe November, I would say, depends on, sometimes we have winter already in November, so so you don't have many days for fall stitching, that is all I'm saying. But at least I've done some progress, and like I said, I do like the colors. I think they are super nice. And then of course there's the one that I have spent the least amount of time on, and that is, sorry about the noise, and that is just because I have more winter projects and Christmas projects, so I haven't really picked this one up as much, but as you can see, also really great colors, beautiful images. It's really nice. So this fabric is actually a little bit blue, very light blue. So there you have my progress so far. Really nice. Started in 2024, November 20th. Winter sampler, or yeah, I might have given you the wrong date for the winter evening. I might have said 2024. I don't know. So winter evening, the one that I showed you before, was actually in 2023 in November. So yeah, I've been working on that longer than I thought, or that I said, that I told you, because yeah, because I did restart it. So the winter evening was actually in 2023, and this one, winter sampler, is 2024 November. And again, this, I hope I do get to pick this one up, but I do, I have a couple of others, potential finishes for, or one at least potential finish for this winter, so that might just take the forefront for this year, just to advance on my WIP down. And the last Marika is, again, favorite. They are all my favorite, it seems, but this is this one. You've seen these on a few Stitch With Me's. Cafe in Verona. It is so much fun. Like, what I like about this and this type of images is that there are different elements. So like here you have a lot of blues and dark colors. Up here you have light colors, you have flowers, you have pavement, you have, it's like all different elements. So it is fun. And again, a potential focus piece. This is so much fun. So Cafe in Verona, 2024. I started this in May, in the beginning of May. And as you can see, DMC 16 count. I really like the Marika kits, as you can see. So let me show you the progress. Here we are. And every time I bring it up, I'm like a little bit bummed that I haven't spent more time on it. Because, yeah. But like I said, because once I do get started, I enjoy it so much and I do make progress, but then I have other WIPs calling me, so yeah. But still making progress, and like I said, if I get to finish like a couple more of my WIPs, like the spring sampler, like maybe the Mirabilia one that I will show you soon, this might be a focus piece. Again, I like my Mareka kits. But those are all my Marekas. I will pull out some more for you. I'm just checking which one to reach for now. A couple of realist kits and a little bit of miscellaneous. I will be right back. So looking at these, I'm actually gonna reach for this one first. This is a big one. This is also a one that I plan to restart because I'm not really enjoying the Ada. So this is stitched on 18 count, I think. CXC, it is 2/1 because 1/1 didn't give me enough coverage and 2/1 is just too thick for this type of Ada. So I don't know if you can see this. This Ada is really dense. So when you are pulling out the threads, it is, at first I was really optimistic. At first I thought that I wouldn't mind at all. But so this, I'm going to restart. So now to the name, it is called Hobbiton. It is charted by Stitching Masterpiece. She also has a YouTube channel called Stitching Masterpieces. But her shop on Etsy is Stitching Masterpiece. And I will show you, I hope you can see this. So again, sorry about the glare, but this is the one. So Hobbiton, again, I started this in 2024, December 2nd. And then I sort of just gave up on it because I wasn't really feeling it. So I've also been thinking, do I then switch count also? This fabric is really, really nice to stitch 1/1, but 1/1 for full coverage on this is not great. You will see I'm having this fabric 1/1 on a sampler, and I prefer the look of that. But full coverage, so do I stick with 18 count or do I switch to 20 count? Or I don't know. So no decisions has been made, but this is not put aside. This is still in my rotations. I have sort of plans for it. I just haven't made any decisions yet on how to move forward. I really, really like it. I really, really want to stitch on it. And as you can see, there's a lot of blends in this. So if you don't like blends, this is not for you, because these are all blends. So as you can see. So yes, but it is turning out so nice. It really is. But I'm thinking that I will wait until fall before making decisions about this one. I have different types of counts of Ada, so I might just try some and see what I like. And it might just be a question of switching to another type of Ada, like the DMC Ada 18 count is looser, and the holes in between the squares are bigger. So that it's not a problem. 18 count Ada with the DMC Ada is it's good for stitching double thread, I think. So I might just stick to it because it is sort of a big piece. But we'll see. But I wanted to show you this is not scrapped. This is not put aside. I will continue, and I will try to find a solution to Hobbiton. Now, why not? Oh, I might as well then do the the sampler one, because this is stitched on the same type of Ada, and it is called Rainier's Sampler. And as you can see, or maybe, well, this is stitched with 1/1 full cross. And for a sampler with this type of style, I actually like the coverage, but I don't know if you can see that. I'm sorry, it's the lighting, it's a little bit weird, but I think for full coverage 1/1 it's not enough for me, but I do like this look for samplers for some reason. I'm also really digging this color palette. So this is called Rainier's Sampler. I bought the chart on Etsy, and the Etsy shop was named Cozy Stitch Design, and they are no longer working or active on Etsy. I think they have their own website and their own web shop, even though I could not find this particular chart on their website. But I did start this for Sampler September, I think, in 2024, so September 14th. I also like the color palette, so I did, it's the original one. I don't have or do I? Don't think I have an image on this one. Let me just double check, but I really like the color palette because it is a little bit fall-like. And I think that the image that I can give you that is most like this is a mock-up from Pattern Keeper. So there's that. Again, I will do Sampler September, I think, so I might bring this one out. But I think I also mentioned before that I am going to bring the samplers sort of into my normal rotation. That's what I said before I started and sort of rearranged stuff with how I work with whipping down, to sort of have like just a few pieces that I focus on at a time. But if I don't get to pick this one up, I will definitely do it in September, if not before that, because Sampler September I really like. It does give you a chance to sort of focus on different stuff. So yeah. So, but for this, I do like this Ada cloth. It is really nice to stitch 1/1 with that one. And also then what I started in 2024 September for Sampler September is this one. And this one I am stitching with 2 colors. Just because I did buy some extra floss. I think she had like a clearance, so you could buy boxes of flosses. So yeah, so I decided to use them in this one. It is called just simply Sampler 79. It is bought, the chart is bought on a shop on Etsy called 2x2 Stitch Art, or 2x2 Stitch Art. And I started this September 5th in 2024. And again, I will maybe have it in my normal rotation. I will definitely pick it up in September. But we'll see. We'll see. It's not, this one I'm not in a hurry to, I mean, I like how it's coming out, but it's I actually kind of prefer prefer my other samplers, so it's not a priority. So let's move on to Riolis. Riolis is another one of my favorite companies, but I only have like 2 of them going right now. So let's start with this one. This is called Carnation Lily Rose. So it's really pretty. I did look, oops, the glare is glaring. I did look, have my eyes on it for quite a while before I decided to buy it, and I'm glad I did. This one in particular, it reminds me a little bit about, it's like with Dimensions Go collection, because they have like a really different number of threads they can have in the same kit, in the same project, and so does Riolis. And it does give a little bit of dimension, a little bit more a variation in the feel and in the colors and how you perceive the colors. I did, however, adjust a little bit, because I think that because I don't know if you can see, because you have both wool acrylic and stranded cotton, and so this is a combination of 2 different types of thread, and then of course also different types of number of threads within each. So this is how far I've come. And so I actually there are some color blends here too. And I think that in the cotton strand, or sort of the anchor type floss, there it's supposed to be triple threads. And I don't do that, I just do double, because I just prefer it. I prefer the feel of it, and I didn't think that it changed that much in the look and the feel of it. But for the single thread, I will do single thread, but for the triple threads, I'm probably just gonna do doubles. So as you can see, this is the cotton and this is a wool acrylic. And the wool acrylic is really interesting to stitch with. It does give a great coverage. So let me see, I started this also in 2024, May 21st. This is stitched on a 14 count Ada, and like I said, it's wool acrylic, and then I think it's anchor floss actually, or some type really close to it. It has the anchor floss feel to it. Really nice. And these are fun. I like the Riolis kits because normally they're not huge. I feel like they are not too confetti. It's gonna be a lot of back stitching on this one though, but normally not that much. This is unusually detailed for them, and I'm not actually sure if I'm gonna do all of these back stitching. I might just add a few to just get the effect. Again, we'll see. I will complete it first, but I think it's lovely and it's really really a lot of fun. And finally, in this batch, I have the other Riolis kit, which is this one. St. Mark's Square, Venice. I think that this is an older kit because of the packaging and the way the floss came. Because they came in like little stuff like this, so you have to color match. It comes with a floss card like this, so you match the colors to this chart. And then I've just been trying to figure out how to work with these skeins. I did end up putting them, yes, it is a mess. Sorry, but I did end up doing it like a normal skein, which is just sort of cut it and then put them up here. I still have like the full skein length uncut on some of these still. So I'm transferring from this type of situation where you sort of unwind the whole thing on a ring binder on the floss card to this more, for me, traditional way of putting the thread on the floss card. So yeah, this is stitched with this wool acrylic blend that I like. And this Ada is really soft. It's a little bit too soft for my liking. The weave is sort of, it's easily to pull too hard, so I have to be a little bit careful about that. It is, I think, turning out quite nicely. There's a lot of detail for a kind of a smaller project. So we will see if it's gonna feel like it's just pixelated or if the details are gonna show up nicely. But it is fun and it's stitching up fairly quickly, especially in the sky because you have 10 stitch or half crosses here. I started this also in 2024, August 17th. And yeah, again, double threads for some, single threads for some stitching, and that does, as you can see, make the design sort of pop a little bit more. But again, the Ada is quite thin and a little bit, I think you can see it tends to pull if you are pulling a little bit too hard on the thread. So this type of Ada is really like stretchy almost. Yeah, which is good in some ways, but also bad in some other ways. So yeah, so a little bit more tricky to work with, I feel, for my taste anyway. But yeah, so that was that, and these are the only two Riola kits that I have in my rotation for now. So let's move on to, actually, yeah, let's move on to my Hades. So when it comes to Hade, which is a short for Heaven and Earth Designs, what to say other than I think that that is, if I had to choose, then it would have to be Hades. Yeah, I think if I had to choose like one brand or one website, one way of stitching, it would be full coverage, detailed, supersized mixed colors. It seems to be what I'm drawn to. I like big stuff. The smaller kits are really, really nice. I really enjoy them, and also because it's nice to have something that you have a chance of finishing anytime soon. So I do like that. But the full coverage Heaven and Earth designs are my favorite of all time. I am stitching all of my Hades on a 25 count, 1/1 full cross. That is my absolute favorite way to stitch. And all of my Hades are, well, it's one of the reasons why I am also whipping down, because some of them I haven't really touched. And I mean, even if you put down 1,000 stitches on a Hade, you don't really see it. So some of these I started like years and years ago, and I haven't really made any progress on them. And I am working my way up to finding a way to sort of have a better way or a rotation, especially for my Hades. Anyways, where to start? I have this one, so let's do this one then. So this is the Heaven and Earth Design Stitch Along for 2026. It is called Whisper of Wishes. And for this stitch along, there are different rules, of course. I did start this on New Year's Eve, so December 31st, 2025. And the rule is you either finish one page, 6 pages, or the whole thing to get access to the other charts, and I do want to get access on to some of the other ones. So that is my aim. And I am making progress. I am sort of, I think, in a good place. I've completed 26,459 stitches with it, which is almost 30% of the whole thing. So I'm really glad about that. And as you can see, maybe the difference from my other kits where I work from a paper chart, I don't do columns or rows. I do diagonals, and I do diagonals over 4 squares, cross country within my diagonal, and then parking. I have been known to switch back and forth between cross country and parking. I like both methods really well, but this seems to be lately the way that I am working towards in all of my heights now. Diagonal, partial cross country, and then parking. Who knows why, but there we are. And yeah, let me just see. So this is the full image. It is really nice, and it is a lot of fun to stitch. There are a lot of details, there are some confetti, but there are also some blocks of colors. So really enjoy stitching on that one. So that's the first one. And just so you know, one of my problems is that I do discover the hail cell, and I did join it last year too, and the cells are not included in my WIP down, which is why it all keeps adding up, I think. I have not decided. I can't decide until I see the images for next year's cell, if I'm going to join or not. It would be better if I didn't. Let me just put it that way. But if they have, because some of these pictures you cannot get your hands on other than through the cell. So that's the issue. Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. I do enjoy the cell. Let me see what else I've got in my bag. Because I do work most of my heights from my master set of CXC. I just keep all of my heights in one bag, like just the fabrics, because I have the floss on the side, which is why sometimes digging through the fabric, the bag can be a little bit tricky. So let me then, since we are on the cells, let me just do this one. Steampunk Portal. The Heaven and Earth design stitch along for 2025. I did complete the 6 pages, and I did get my hands on the other projects that you could have chosen from. So, and again, I love this. So this is the full chart, or the full image. Nothing weird about that. And on this one I have completed 59,280 stitches, which is 69.5% about. So this is actually also a potential focus piece. And again, I do like these images where there are confetti and also blocks of colors. And these colors are amazing, are fantastic. Just look at all of these. Yeah, so again, I'm happy to have had this started. I'm really glad that I joined. So that was my first cell ever. And I am hooked. I am hooked. So I shouldn't be thinking about even starting the 2027, and I won't make a decision until I see the images, but really I should just say no, but who knows. So let me go to the one that I have. If I can find it. We have this one, Meeting on the Turret Stairs. It is an artwork by Frederick William Burton. It is supersized. And yeah, I haven't done a lot of this. Sorry about the crinkle sound. Just gonna put it there. Every time I pick these up, I do want to spend more time on them. So here we are, and here you can see the I did do cross country first. I started and then I went to parking. And I have a tendency to do that, switch back and forth a little bit. I have completed 7,028 stitches only on this one, which is 1.1%. So not a lot. But I am looking forward, like I said, I have thoughts about how to work this, the heights into a more regular occurrence in my rotation. I probably won't be able to do that until September because of work schedule and stuff like that. But I am sort of rearranging my work schedule a little bit, so I have ideas about that. But Meeting on the Turret Stairs. So let me see. So the Steampunk Portal was a Hate Sale 2025. So I did start that one on January 1st, 2025. This one I started in 2023 in July 22nd. So as you can see, not a lot of stitches, but I will redeem myself when it comes to the hate. I really hope that will work. I have an idea about sort of designating one day a week to hades and just do a hate every Monday, hopefully, if I can make my work schedule work, because that would be awesome if I can get that to sort of work out for me. But yeah, so there's that. Let's just pull out more. Here where I have the bag. There we go. Oh yes, this is April. So this is my birthday. This is my birthday chart, one would say. My birthday is in April. I did start this in April, and I will only, I think, this is the one that I might be an exception from my hate rotation. It is called April, and then it is by an artist called Anna Dittman. I started it April 1st in 2025. 1/1 4 cross CXC 25 count. And let me show you. So this is the image. I think it's really pretty, really nice. And I have completed 3,276 stitches, which is about 2.1%. Maybe this will just be my April chart. But then April is also my month of hate, so then it wouldn't get a lot of stitching. Yeah. Okay. Again, all of these decisions. So maybe this will be in my normal rotation, but just maybe extra focus in April on my month of hate. Yeah. Again, I did a little bit of cross country up here and then moved into diagonal with parking. And up here in the corner, a lot of the same color. So this actually stitches up pretty fast. But I am really happy I started that. I have a couple of more of her artwork from, well, from Hate, of course, that I would like to start. But I'm not going to start another Anna Dittman before I finish this one. That is a promise to myself. and that is just to keep everything under control. Oh gosh, all of the things you want to start. Okay, then there's this one. This is a chart that I started this year. Empress Eugenie surrounded by ladies. This is a chart that was gifted to me by Sarah from Lady Lugana. And also I have had my eyes on this one, but I wasn't sure. But then I saw Sarah on her channel, and she has made so much progress on hers, and it looks beautiful. It is stunning. If you haven't watched, you need to go and check it out because it is so beautiful. So I think we were just started to messaging, and yeah, this is one that I am really obsessed with. So it's her. Well, first of all, for gifting it to me, but also her baby, but also for her stitching it. That sort of really inspired me to start it as well. And it did take me a little bit while because I was whipping down, so I wasn't allowed. I wasn't allowed to start it. So I started this in March this year, March 22nd. And if you don't know, let me show you. This is the image. And like I said, I was a little bit skeptic about how it would turn out. But when you see the progress, when you see the way it stitches up, I mean, it is amazing. It is awesome. So I don't think I would have dared to start it if I hadn't seen Sarah's progress. So like I said, really go check it out on her channel because wowza, it is stunning. So I'm really happy about that. I think that she also did a little bit jump back and forth just to get some more colors. So I think she is down here somewhere finishing like the pink dress and all of that. I am still doing my diagonal, so there's going to be a lot of background before I come down to here, but I'm okay with that. So I am so excited to have started this. And I've only put down 633, which is like 0.1%. So I cannot compare myself to Sarah because her progress is amazing. It's stunning. So anyways, Empress Eugenie surrounded by ladies. Love it, love. I'm so happy to have started this. So this is the thing what I'm struggling a little bit with, whipping down, but also, like many of you have said, and when you look at other Flosstubers and stuff like that, also sometimes you just need to start stuff to have them started, because just having them on your like having them in their project bag and never ever starting them, that would be awful. Wouldn't it? Or just having them on your tablet, like saved patterns in Pattern Keeper and never starting them, that would also be like, oh no. So that is why, because technically I could just say that I don't get to start anything until I'm down to 30 whips, but then no, I do want to start stuff too. I just need to find a way to not start too many at once, because I do overwhelm myself then. I'm just going to do that. Sorry. I'm just going to do that later. So yeah, so there's a balance. Yes, new starts, because new starts are amazing, but also, for me at least, find the balance so I don't get overwhelmed by it. So here's my little match girl. This is a winter project. I do bring it out when I do my month of hate in April. It's the little match girl. There you have it. It is by Jasmine Beckett Griffith, and am I just seeing, there we have it. I have completed 63,635 stitches on this one. So I'm actually 41, almost 42% on this. I really like Jasmine Beckett Griffith, which is, I don't know, there's something special about her art that I really like. I started this in 2020, December 14th. So this is one of my first sort of hate, because what I ended up doing is, because I was a monogamous stitcher, what I ended up doing was stitching on this, but I only wanted to stitch on this during the winter, which meant that I didn't stitch at all during summertime. So that was a bummer. And then because I did want to stitch all year around, then I had to, you know, start stitching on other projects too. And suddenly we are up at like 40 WIPs, and that is too many. So that is where we ended up. But as you can see here, I'm doing the diagonal the other way, because I did start row by row, as you can see here. But then when I reached all the way here, I just followed the hair. So that is why I ended up with the diagonal on the other way. But again, cross country to diagonal parking. Yes, love the details on this one. So definitely we'll be picking this one up winter, but also 1 month of hate, which is April. And 1 month of hate is just April, because it is my birthday month and I do want to treat myself. So yeah, I did start doing that, I think it was last year, and I will continue doing that because I really enjoy that. So I will keep it up for at least a few more years. Month of hate in April. Okay, so this is called Sister Moon. It's artwork by Amy Stewart, and it is beautiful. Let me see where we can find it. We have it here. So this is the artwork. 3 tones, but also green, browns, grays up in here. I have completed about 7,080 stitches, so not too much. It's about almost 3%. It's not super big, so this was meant to maybe be a focus piece when it comes to hate. Again, I have made decisions, and then I have changed my mind, and then I started the hate sale, and then I had to change my mind again, and here we are. Yeah, I really look forward to sort of try to get that thing going, having 1 day a week. I was considering having 1 day a month, but that seems too little. I have, how many hates do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 10 hates. Yeah. So doing 1 day a month would be just not enough. So I think I have more or less decided to do one day a week designated for just hate. And if I can have the same day every week, that would be awesome, because it's just, for me at least, easier to get it done. And if the work schedule works, then I do work weekends, but if I can get every Monday off, Monday would be a great way to start the week stitching on hates. So let's see, moving on. So this is the fitting. Again, a lot of background on this one. It is artwork by Victor Schramm, but as you can see, the image is beautiful. It's gorgeous. And I actually did spend, I think, instead of doing Mania, I did Monogamous May 1 year, and then I put in like a whole lot of stitches. And here I did start with doing square, diagonal, but by square by 10, and then I felt no. So then I did cross country, and then I felt like no, maybe diagonal. So again, a bit back and forth with this one. I have completed 29,748 stitches. I started this one in 2022, June 7th in 2022. Again, with the heights, like even if you put in like 1,000 stitches, it's not gonna show up when you show it on camera a lot. But yeah, so far this year I've only got I only picked up all the heights like once, and that was in April, my month of height. Apart from the stitch along, of course, and I did pick up the steampunk portal, because that would be great to be able to finish that one. And oh, this one, oh, it's a gorgeous artwork, and it's called Farewell to Anger. It is by Leonid Afremov. Let me bring it out for you. There we have it. It's gorgeous. Like, look at all of those colors. And it is super sized max colors, because that is the way I roll. Sort of. Yeah. Gosh, I am really glad I started this. So I am, like I said, I probably shouldn't have, but I am glad I did start this. To have this in my rotation and to have all of these colors to look forward to is, yeah, it is great. I have completed 4,449 stitches on this. We are moving away from the blues and into the greens. So yeah, so happy, and so looking forward to be able to put my hands on it more times. Now I have one more height, hang on. And this is of course a stitch in time. The Amy Stewart one, this is the only one that I stitch with DMC. So I have it in my own bag because there's a lot of DMCs in here. Super size max colors. Again, started as cross country and then moved on into diagonal and parking. And when you see the cross country like this, I mean, I just love it. But I also know that I enjoy the parking. So yeah, again, I changed my mind a lot, so we'll see how far or how long I can stick to the parking on this one. I did plan also from the beginning to just stitch shelf by shelf, but I might change my mind on that too. Because if I'm gonna do diagonal, I might as well do diagonal all the way, because I don't have these on the Q-snap anyways, it doesn't really matter, because I do remove them, and then the next time I pick them up I just put the Q-snap wherever I am. So technically it doesn't matter if I do the whole diagonal. Some people like to have the frame, I think, the Q-snap or whatever you have, the hoop, and then just complete and then move. But since I don't store these on the frame or on any Q-snap or anything like that, every time I put them aside, I remove the frame. So technically it wouldn't be too much of a hassle to work the diagonal all the way down. So that's an option also to get a little bit more variation. I don't know. A lot of thoughts. I haven't decided. So again, if you don't know a stitch in time, this is it. You also have this in a version without this thing in the middle, and it's called a stitching shelf. So it's the same artwork, but this thing in the middle is not there. I wanted this one because I like the thimble, I like the scissors and the skein of threads and stuff like that. This is supersized max colors, and I'm still just in the beginning of it. So yeah, yeah, I've seen this stitched up. It is superb. It is so beautiful. So I have completed 24,806 stitches, which is about 3.4, almost 3.5%. So yeah, those are my heads, and these are the ones that I would say that these are the reasons why I am kind of being a little bit obstinate with the whipping down. If it weren't for these, it really wouldn't matter. But since I don't get to spend enough time on these, and since for my brain it is a little bit too overwhelming, I do tend to sort of just have these in the bag and not touch them at all, which is stupid. So yeah, hopefully at the end of the summer, yeah, Mondays would be, because if I have the whole Monday off and just spend like one whole day of stitching on a head, then that would be so great. Yeah, so that was I still have quite a lot of WIPs to go. So let me just push all of this away for you, and I will be right back. So I hope you're doing well. I have a little bit of a heat wave here in Sweden, so it's warmer than we are used to, but we are coping. We are struggling, but it will be fine. So let's just move ahead in this WIP parade. This is Barn Dance or Barn Dance. It is designed by Carolyn Manning. This is the chart, shooting star collection. Yeah, so it is I did start this as something to have to just I wouldn't say distract, but maybe a little bit. This is it's a nice design because you don't really have to think too much about it. It is the same, you stitch squares or triangles, and that's it. And then just do some color changes. It is very relaxing, and the only reason why I haven't picked it up is first of all, again, I want to whip down to focus on my other projects a little bit, but also because I haven't really felt that much stitchy stress, if that makes sense. So I haven't really felt the need to pick it up. It is a lot of fun, and like I said, whenever I get like a little bit of stitching fatigue, or if you get enough of all the confetti or whatever, this type of thing is a good way to have to just pick up and alternate with. So that is why I started it. That is also why I don't have any plans to finish this one anytime soon. This could definitely be a focus piece if I wanted to, but I think I want to keep it just as something to kind of distract me a little bit from other stuff whenever I need to. So on this one I've completed about 5,700 stitches and some. I'm about 16% done. It's not like a big thing, but it is a fun thing. It's one that I am happy to have in my rotation. Let me see if I can find it. Where I started. Yes, I started this in 2023 in August. So it's been with me for a while, and like I said, I do pick it up sometimes, put in like a few stitches. Maybe sometimes it's just enough to stitch one square. So I can recommend this to have, just to, like I said, just put in a few stitches every day. And yeah, it's relaxing. It doesn't, you know, I don't think it takes a lot of effort brain-wise. So I appreciate it. So I have a couple more of her designs actually, just to have some to switch things up with. So that was bandas. Let's do, oh, here's one. Yeah, let's do that one. That, again, this is one that I wish I had more time. It's called Dancing Party, or I call it Dancing Party. And this is amazing. I love it so much. I find this scene really, really fun to stitch. But again, with all of the projects that I have, it has taken a little bit of a backseat. I started this in 2022, August 13th. It's stitched on a 16 count Ada. And I probably would have chosen a bigger, like a smaller count but bigger squares, you know, a 14 count, because there are a lot of quarter stitches in this, and it can be quite tight on a 16 count. And I did buy another one 18 count, which I kind of regret a little bit, but anyways. So this one is super fun, a lot of variation, and I should have made at least some progress on this, but I haven't picked it up at all this year, which is a shame. I do stitch by page. You can see the difference from parking the diagonal when I use pattern keeper and my full coverage, and then this is from a paper pattern, and then I go by row or by column. So I do finish one page and then I do the back stitching. So I don't leave all the back stitching till the end, because that would be horrible. So if I can, this is how I do with the back stitching. It depends on a little bit, of course, what type of image and how the pattern or the chart is laid out. But yet for this one, complete the whole thing, then do the back stitching, and then move on. So this one I think I did order from AliExpress, if I'm not mistaken. And the floss is okay. It's not awesome, but it's okay. It's fine to work with. And like I said, I love the image. And I hope I will be able to pick this one up, but I think I might not. Because having some more finishes in is a little bit more important right now. We have this one, is from Lenarte. It's Blue Flowers Girl. And this is also a potential focus piece, because this is so much fun. I had a little bit of trouble reading the chart, how to do everything of that, but once I did some changes, everything has been working out fine. So whenever I pick this one up now, I get quite a lot done. So this is stitched on a 30 count linen, and this is the kit floss, and it is, I think they have their own floss, because I think they have their own numbers, and the kit fabric, which I'm not crazy about. I'm not super happy with this. It's weirdly stiff, and yeah. Anyways, but it's not, I mean, it's not bad, but I probably would have changed it if I were to start this one again. Then yeah, I would choose another fabric. But anyways, I think it is again turning out nice. It's a super nice chart. Started in 2022, October 5th, and like I said, I did have some trouble with the chart. I don't really like the chart because I'm a grid girl. I like my grids, and I don't know, somehow the chart, I don't know, I have a hard time reading their charts. So I think like for the first couple years it was really slow going, but like I said, once I did do some changes for my own sake, then yeah, it's been much better. So again, potential focus piece, but for now I will definitely, this one is one that I want to pick up, because I like I said, once you get into it, it is really a lot of fun, and a lot of really nice colors in this one. So blue flowers go. And another one, oh, I have so many that I wish I had time to stitch on, but I will. Like I said, the whip down is like playing the long game. So even though I don't have enough time right now, I will in the future. And oops, yeah, these. No. Okay, so this bag has been, there we go. It's the European town, or Victorian town, or romantic town. It is known by many names, and it is amazing. It is stunning. This is really nice project, but it's a lot, as you can see. It is, I've seen it done, I've seen it finished, and wow, it is great. It is amazing, and it's a lot of fun, because you get the variation from the houses, the people, the flowers, the grass, the everything. So I'm super happy, but again, it's not one that I pick out and stitch on a lot, especially not now when I am whipping down. So this is gonna have to take a little bit of a backseat. It is definitely not out of my rotation, because I want to spend more time on it. So that is why it's still in the WIP parade, even though I might not be stitching on it this year. But again, we'll see if I'm good, and if I finish one more, I get to start one more, and then if I finish 2 more this year, then I will start the dark Snow White that I have. I definitely want to do that. So yeah, stuff is happening, and it is all in the long run to be able to spend more time on the ones that I have that I really like. So this one is stitched on a 14 count Ada. I've started this in 2023 in January. January 3rd in 2023. So again, super happy. This floss, whatever it is I think it's sort of a blend floss, because it is a little bit shiny. It is really nice to work with, and it's really good to stitch with. I think it's originally a Joyce Sunday project, actually. Okay. So, oh yeah, so here we have my Dimensions Gold. And let me do this. So, Dimensions Gold collection. Unpopular opinion. I don't know, not my favorite to stitch on for some reason. I mean, I do love them, like the images. They have, their charts are wonderful, and the stitching turns out wonderfully. But for some reason, I'm not always having fun stitching on them. And so if you do this one, for instance, it's called Kitty Litter. Let's do the chart. Here we go. I mean, how cute is that? It is so cute, so much fun. I really, really, really like it. But for some reason, I just don't pick it out or pick it up that much. So this one, Kitty Litter, I started this in 2023 on January 18th. It is stitched on an 18 count Ada, and for Diamonds Go collection they have their own floss, which is lovely to stitch with. Now they do call for a different number of threads, and that is sort of a little bit the thing, to get that 3D, to get that that feeling of variation and depth in color and all of that. But I found it, again, this is one that I have restarted because I found it really, really annoying to stitch with like 5 threads on an 18 count. So no, I'm not doing that. So this is my progress so far. So in the background here, it's supposed to be, I think, 5 strands. It is 10 stitch, so technically it's not good, but as you can see up here, the corner has warped a bit because I did start with 5 flosses, which does things to the fabric that I'm not crazy about. So I frogged and I restarted, and then I do 2 or 3 strands on this. The other ones down here are 2/1 square, I think. There will be some back stitching, there will be some French knots and some couching, which I kind of hate a little bit. But I mean, look at it, it is turning out so nice, and it is a shame that I'm not wanting to stitch on it more, because this, again, this is, it's not a big one, and I did start it in 2023, so I should have more progress on it, but for some reason I'm not getting it done. In contrast, or what would I say, because this one I actually like. This is Wreath of All Seasons, and as you can see, really, really nice. And this one I have made more progress on. So this one, I have more patience with this. I think it is because we're stitching flowers, and I do love flowers. Again, this was a potential focus piece, but I did, since I wasn't really making progress, and I knew that it's a ton of back stitching, I did put it aside for a bit. And I don't have much left of it to be. So let me see, Wreath of All Seasons. I did start this also in 2023, October 3rd. And the idea was to follow the seasons. So I did start it in October, which I think is why I started with the winter, and then spring, and then summer, and then fall. But then I sort of gave up. But I have said about this, and I still stand by it, it is fun. Once I do pick this one up, I do enjoy the stitching. I must admit that, because it is fun and it's turning out so nice, and I do like the different sections of the wreath, that you do get a little bit of different colors, like the more red ones down here, the purples, the pinks, the different greens. Yeah, so this one I enjoy more than Kitty Litter, I must admit. And I think I am a flower girl. I love stitching flowers. But again, I haven't touched this one in quite a while. I feel like I really should, because we're like smack in the middle of summer. So this, I might pick this one up sometime soon. This is stitched on an 18 count Ada, and it is Dimension School collection, so they have their own floss. Yeah. Interesting. See, when you go through all of this, you do discover some stuff, and then sometimes you feel like I just did. This one I want to stitch on. And so that might happen. And this one I should stitch on, but I'm not gonna push myself. Again, I should have made more progress. It's not a huge project, but yeah. I think it's something about the charts too, because some charts have the back stitching on, well, they all have it on the chart, but some companies do, like Marika, they do one side just the cross stitching, and then on the other side you have the cross stitching, but you have the back stitching highlighted, sort of, which is really, really great. I think it's easier to read that way. So that might be one thing with the Dimension School collection. So yeah. Okay, now I will wait. Put this here. And then we have one seasonal one, the lettuce stitch. It is not huge. But it's not small, and this is definitely a seasonal one. I don't think I have a picture. Right here, right now. Yes, I have it. It's kind of a smallish picture though, but I hope you can see that. So it's a really, really nice one. I love this one. But this one I only feel motivated to stitch on it in the winter. And this is how far I've gotten. I don't know. I hope the camera picks this one up, because the colors are lovely. The details are fantastic. And it's so, so great. So this is a kit from Lettuce Stitch. And Lettuce Stitch comes with pre-gridded Ada. It's stitched on a 16 count with anchor floss. And there are some beads, so there will be a little bit of beading in the Christmas tree and the Christmas light. Yeah, I mean, this is awesome. And like I said, I'm up here. I started in the upper left, which I normally do, upper left. And as you can see, there are tons of stuff going to happen all the way down here. Yeah, but this one I'm keeping. I am just picking this one out in the winter time. And I hope we get a really good winter like we did last year, with a lot of snow and a lot of cold, because I love snow. I mean, I do love summer. It's beautiful in summer, but to be honest, I prefer winter and I prefer fall before spring and summer. So there we have it. So let me go. I have a ton more. I feel like it's never ending. So let me go and pick out the next batch. So here we are. This is my favorite project bag, I think. I think it's really cute. Anyways, this is 3 Angels. I am stitching this with repurposed threads or recycles. I bought, in the beginning of my stitching career, I did buy some really weird kits online before I knew really what I liked, and before I knew what I was doing and where to go to buy stuff. I did make some weird purchases. So what I ended up with were kits that I never wanted to stitch. And I just didn't want to throw everything away. Hence this thread, which is awful. It is awful, but I am also being stubborn. I am going to use the thread. Even though it takes me 100 years, I will use this thread. And for some reason, I have tried to explain it before, but it is sort of sticky, which makes it really hard. So if you are trying to frog, even though you have like one leg of the cross, it's gonna be a struggle because it sort of sticks. And when you try to separate threads in here, doesn't really slide out. Everything just sticks. It is super weird. I've never encountered anything like it before, because when you fiddle with it like this, it feels like kind of normal. But once you start stitching with it and working with it, I don't know. But I mean, the colors are nice. It is turning out really nice the way, so that's not the issue. The issue is just working with it, which is why it is slow progress on this one. It is called Three Angels. I think the artwork is by Yvonne Gilbert. And I'm stitching this on a 16 count Ada. I think this was on a 14 count, but I restarted this one too, because this thread is also, I would say, a little bit thinner than DMC. Sort of. It might not seem that way, but when I was stitching like 2/1 square on 14 count, it looked like, I don't know, it looked like stitching on an 11 count with just one thread. It looked really bad. But 16 count Ada it's perfectly fine. I can't do like a higher count, because since the thread is sort of tricky to work with, if it's too tight, then it's going to be even harder. So 16 count, I think, was a good compromise with this one. I really like the image. I like how it is turning out. I think you have that chart on Heaven and Earth Design. I did have to color match by myself, because I don't think all of these threads were like DMC, but it looks quite alright, so I think I did a decent job. I hope. We'll see how it turns out. And if it's not, I mean, if it's not a big deal. I did get to use it. Because just wasting it and just throwing it away would have been, I don't know, wouldn't have felt good at all. So here we are. But this is a winter thing. This is a Christmas thing for me. So again, because I only tolerate working little by little on this one, it's good to have this as a seasonal project. So in December, I would say I bring it out, if I bring it out. Yeah. Started in 2023, November 12th, I did. Yeah, that's where I started with 14 count, and then I changed it, so I have restarted it, like I said. So there we are. Three Angels. Love the artwork. Really love the artwork. Hate the floss. But being stubborn with it, why not? Actually, it's not, I mean, I do complain a little bit, but I mean, I do get to work with so much wonderful floss otherwise, so just having the one project, yeah, I can deal. So let's do my focus piece for the Christmas, which is called Christmas Tree of Wishes. I really like this chart. Full crosses, there are some beads in there. Really, really fun. And I did have this as my focus piece this winter, so I did make a lot of progress. Like the whole Christmas tree is done. I'm working my way down. So hopefully this year I get to finish like this whole side with a horse. And everything. Maybe I get to finish all of it. Depends on when I start. If I start in November already, who knows? Because this chart, I really like it. I really like this chart. It is really easy to read and it's delightful to work on. I started this in 2022, November 26th. And then I have had it as a Christmas piece. So I have only, after I started it, I think I pretty much only have stitched on it before Christmas in December, which is why I haven't had that much progress, but you know, just picking it up a couple of times in December. So having this as a focus piece this season, well, this coming winter season, I think that will help me to maybe finish this year. If not this year, then next year. So let me see, 16 count Ada, some sort of floss that reminds me of Anchor, or kind of close to Dimensions, I don't know. It's really nice anyways, so do love that. It is by a company called, I don't know, Magical Moments, I guess. I did buy this on Etsy from, I don't actually remember the shop, but it's from Ukraine, I think. Anyways, so there's that. Oops, it's gonna slide. Okay, so we're into, let me do this one, because this one is one that I'm stitching on right now. That is Lady Alexandra Mirabilia, again potential focus piece, but this I don't know because of the beading. I'm not super familiar or comfortable with beading, so that might take longer than I think. But this was a good Mirabilia to start with, because this is my first one. Because there are no special flosses. There's just like DMC, or I'm using CXC. And so, and then the beading, of course. But yeah, so I did work. I had planned first to just work my way down, but then I wanted to finish this part. So I've been spending most of my time down here. And as you can see, it is turning out really, really nice. I really like it a lot. So when it comes to stitching, not a lot left, actually. It's just the skirt of the dress down here, and then it's the beading. So again, this might be a finish for this year. I'm stitching this on a 32 count linen 2/2. I know that some people prefer to stitch the skin 1/1. I just didn't want to fiddle too much because it is my first Mirabilia, so I'm not gonna change anything. So I do everything 2/2. And then I need to just make decisions about how to bead. If I use the invisible bead thread, if I do just half cross. I've seen some do beading with like a full cross, so you need to go through the bead twice just to have the bead lying a little bit flatter to the fabric. So I don't know. I will experiment and see what I choose. But Lady Alexandra. And where are we? We're getting close to the finish line. Okay, so this one is called Edwardian Christmas. And I did buy this, and I am stitching this on an 18 count Ada. And I'm not super happy about I chose 18 count because, or 16 count, sorry, 16 count. Because like I said, with Dancing Party, this is sort of like the same style. It is the quarter stitches. I actually should have chosen a 14 count. But here we are. I've started it. I might or may not pick this one up this year, but it's definitely still in my rotation because I do love the image. So let me check if I can. Do I have? So this is the thing that I bought also from AliExpress. So there's the image pretty much. So it is a really nice image, but again, 16 count. I should have gone with 14 count. I did start this because 2024 I did Christmas in July. So I did start this July 14th. And again, like I said, 2024 I did do kind of a lot. Did I say? Oh, Lady Alexandra. I don't know if I told you. I started Lady Alexandra, the Mirabilia, in 2024, in February 4th in 2024. And then this one, Christmas in July. And again, I haven't really spent a lot of time on it. But I will, hopefully, when I get everything, all my ducks in a row, so to speak. This one might be, I will spend more time on it. Oops. Another one that I started in 2024, Christmas in July, July 19th, is Peace on Earth. It is a Swedish one. And this one, I love this one. It's like a Christmas sampler. And this is my progress so far. And it's kind of a big one. I don't think, no, I don't have the image. I tried to remember to insert a picture of the image, but when you get it, you sort of just get the chart on paper. And it is quite a small print on it, so if you have trouble with your vision or your eyesight, you might want to find a way to enlarge it, because it is really small. I find that it works for me, but I know people who are challenged that way, so that they would probably have to enlarge it or scan it and then print it out in a bigger size. But anyways, I love this one. The floss, it's not like a 6-stranded floss. It is a super nice cotton floss that is just like this single style. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's really nice to stitch with. I stitch, because this is stitched on let me see, 26 count linen 1/2, and I actually stitch with the whole length. So do I get knots? Yes, sometimes I do, but then I have myself to blame, because I could technically just cut this in half and then I would have no problems with knots and stuff like that. But I do like to stitch with the whole length of this thread for some reason, and it doesn't really fray or anything like that, so it stands up really well to stitch with longer strands, but it's gonna knot on you. So cut it in half or stitch the whole length, you decide. But yeah, this is, I will definitely spend more time on this. I really enjoy it. It has a good amount of, as you can see, kind of denser areas where there's a lot of stitches, and then there are areas where there's more just filling in the details and letting the fabric sort of shine through. So yeah, I'm really happy I started this, and I think I told you before, this one is a Swedish kit, but I did discover it through the Japanese channel. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, a Christmas piece, definitely. So Peace on Earth or Fridfjorden, and it's from Hemslöjden, which is what do you say, a foundation organization that really working on preserving like crafts, Swedish crafts. So it's a good company. I think that was my Christmas stuff. My hand now is Halloween stuff. Okay, so Halloween. So let's do this. This is from Crochet Go, which is, I think many people know this from Etsy. It is really, really nice. It is called Madame Fortune, and down here it's gonna say paw readings. Don't think I have, let me see. So I have this image. Here we are. So there's that. That's the chart that you get. I couldn't import it into Pattern Keeper, but I do have it as a PDF, and I just mark it out in a notes app. So I think it's super cute. It is stitched on a 32 count linen 2/2 CXC. I started this in 2024, September 23rd. Yeah. Again, really fun. I'm not putting in like a lot of work. I do a little bit at a time, just around, just in like October. So it's a fun thing to have. Like I said, I don't spend a lot of time on these Halloween ones. I pick them up in October, November for us, because it's like a lot of autumn things. All Saints Day and all of that, which is like more autumn for us than I would say Halloween is. So small steps, but I'm glad that I have it. I also started this one. It's called Halloween Party 2. It's from a shop on Etsy called Tinsel Cross Stitch. It's stitched on a 16 count Ada with a floss from Mrs. Seda. It's a very good floss, which is sort of orange and brownish. Again, super fun. A lot of, I don't think, because some of these patterns or these charts, they don't really show up with like an image. Now, so I don't really have the image here. I think I might have it on my camera, so maybe I will be able to add in an image on top of this, but here we are. Again, I stitch a little bit at a time on this one. 16 count Ada started in 2024, October 2nd. But it's fun. It's fun. It has a lot of details, a lot of stuff going on in there. So definitely we'll put in some more this fall. And then, okay, so then there's the, oh yeah, Halloween Night. It's from Tilton Crafts, and this one I have restarted too because I wasn't really crazy about the coverage. And so here we are. It's called Halloween Night. It's Tilton Crafts, and I did switch this to an 18 count Ada. I started it originally in 2024, October 9th. And I think I originally started this on a 20 count. And I did 1/1 square, wasn't happy. I did 2/1 square, wasn't happy because it was too chunky, I think. So 18 count, 2/1. Let me show you. The image is this one. So a lot of dark colors, but I really like the mood in this one with the scary pumpkins and the graveyard. Yeah, so I like this a lot. So this might get a little bit more than just in October, November sort of thing. I don't know. But a lot of fun. But again, I haven't done a lot of progress because this I had to do twice. So technically I would have advanced a little bit more. But yeah, I did restart it. And I'm really glad I did because this is so much better. And so much more fun to stitch. So, looking forward to fall. I'm picking this one up, Halloween night, Tilt and Crafts. Do I have more? Oh, yes, okay. But not a lot more. We are getting closer to the end, people. So let me just check and see. Yes, I have, the only ones that I have left are the Lena over ones. So I have those in a separate bag. And let me do, so this is definitely, hang on, where's the, oh no. Where did it go? Okay, interesting. I did push my Cinderella one somewhere else, but let's start with this one and then locate the Cinderella sampler. Anyways, so this is sampler from Lena Ova. It's a company on Etsy. This is their Dracula sampler that I adore. It is so great. First of all, the border. I just love this border. It is impressive, I think. And then down to the image. Yes. So this is so here you have the whole image. And I have completed 15,512 stitches, which is about 42%, a little bit more, but I'm getting there. And when it comes to whipping down and Lena Ova, I have to finish the 3 that I have going before I can start the next one, because I have the first one in line would be Mary Poppins. It's beautiful sampler, but then also the Winnie the Pooh was super cute. But yeah, I need to finish this one. I need to finish the next one, which is Alice in Wonderland, and then the Cinderella one. Do this. Oh, the floss is a variegated floss from Dying for Cross Stitch. It's a shop on Etsy. The name of the color is Firebane. And they have done an excellent job in matching the pictures of the colors to the actual colors, even though there are slight variations because they're hand dyed. But if you're looking for red, you do get red. And if you're looking for black, you do get black. So I really appreciate that. They no longer ship to Sweden, unfortunately, but I'm really glad that I got my hands on that thread. And also it's the same company that did the thread I'm using for Alice in Wonderland, and it is called Brim. Again, I mean, look at that. Super nice. I'm stitching both of these 1/1, on an 18 count Ada. And this is my progress on Alice in Wonderland. So not too much. If you don't like borders, then this sampler might not be for you, because there are a lot of borders on here. Let me show you the image. So here you have the image. As you can see, there's a lot of borders going on, but I think the image in itself is really, really nice. Let me see. I completed 5,323 on this, which is about 13%. But yeah, this is turning out nicely, and I do like how 1/1 on 18 count, 4 samplers. I do like that style. It is not, as you can see, like full coverage, really, but I actually don't mind it here. I prefer it that the thread is lying like really close and snug to the fabric. So yes, I started the Dracula one in 2024 in November 24th, and I started the Alice in Wonderland in 2024, and that will be in October 21st. And then I'm just gonna have to go look for the Cinderella one. Hang on. So here we go. This is the Cinderella one. Again, 18 count Ada, 1/1 full cross from Lena Over. And here we are. We're making progress. Now I am focusing on the border first on this one, because I wasn't sure the thread was gonna be enough. So I wanted to like finish the border and then finish one image and then one image and then just see where I ended up. So you don't switch threads like in the middle of something. But when I did recalculate, I might have enough thread. So I don't know, maybe I made a mistake the first time, or yeah, I don't know, but it seems like I might have enough, so I don't have to worry about it. But I'm still gonna be careful. I'm still just gonna do as I planned. So let me show you. This is the Cinderella one, and I think it's lovely. It's really, really nice. I have completed 14,926 stitches on this one, which is about 40.5% done. So not too bad. I am making progress on these. And I said it and I said before, these colors for some reason doesn't show up. I think they don't show up as well on camera, even though I do like the lighting or I change the saturation. It's something about them, they're more delicate in real life. Like the sage is really a really nice pale sage color, and yeah, I do like it. This floss is from a French, I think, shop on Etsy called Moulin Design. Really, really, really great floss. This is wonderful. And like I said, I think they are a French company, and I think you can also find they have another their own website and stuff like that, I think. But I do like it, and when I bought the floss, I wasn't sure what I was gonna do with it, which is why we ended up in this situation where I'm not sure if it's gonna last. I did the calculations in different apps, and again, like in the beginning, it was like, no, it's not gonna last. I'm gonna be short of like a skein or two, but now suddenly it might. So who knows? I'll just go with it and see what happens. I have a plan. If it doesn't, if the floss, if I run out of floss, I have a plan. So it's it's not a big deal really, but it would be great to have the same, of course, throughout the whole progress. But it is also possible to do some stuff with just the solid colors, like the pale pink or the pale pink sage, for instance, that I do love. And I might just do that on the, let me show you. I might just do that anyways on this border, because this is really cute little thing, if you can see. So that would be then the flowers and the leaves. I can do the roses on with pink and the little leaves with sage green. So that would be one option, for instance, where you can alter it a little bit, and you can do this with just a solid green and the leaves here. So yeah, there's potential to just tweak some things just to make the floss last longer. So I'm thinking about doing that. I do want the main figures with the variegated floss, just because I think that this solid blocks of colors would look weird with doing just like a solid pink or just like a solid green. For some reason, I don't know, I might be wrong, but just tweaking some of the little things here and there would be possible without making it look too weird. So that's an option, but like I said, we'll see how far I get. Once I stitch in the full border, and then like the little frames here around, just to see what we end up with. That would be a good start. And then I might do the centerpiece here with the Cinderella and the prince. Yeah. And again, just see where we will end up. How much floss do I have left? So yeah, so that's the plan. And the one that I do want to start once I finish this one is this. I love Mary Poppins. So so when I saw this, I was, yes, I have to do this one. So that is next on my list, the Mary Poppins sampler from Lena Ova. Isn't it nice? I think it's so great. It's really, really sweet. Anyways, so I have plans and I have these WIPs. I'm glad that I have them on, but I do want to reduce the number, because when I look, I think I have 40 active WIPs, which means that I'm actually down like a couple, because I think like last year I had like 43 or something like that. I should have looked it up before. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, I think I am doing well, because I had around about the same. I have a couple of finishes, but I also have a couple of starts. And the thing that, like I said, like that sort of that sort of puts me in a little bad place are the sals, because I haven't really included them in the WIP down. So that is why I'm still on 40. I think I was on 40 or maybe 41 last WIP parade. But that is because I've added like the 2025 year sal, and I have the 2026 sal. So without them, I would actually be down on 38, which would be then progress. But here we are. But like I said, I have a plan. So hopefully in September, or like the last week of August, is where we will move into our new work schedule. I will be able to have every Monday off, because I do work Saturday and Sunday. So that would be that if I get to have Mondays off, I can then have a whole day to work on Hades, and that would be so great. So that is my goal. I hope I hope it will be possible. I have 10 heights. I can then, you know, switch in between them, and let's see just happens with the SAL for 2027. If they have more than one image that I want to stitch, then I'm probably just gonna join and maybe aim for the 6 pages again. But we'll see. Or maybe I will join just to get the one chart and then pretty much not stitch on it at all and have no goals whatsoever with it. That is also an option. But for this year, this year's SAL, I did have the goal of finish, but then I sort of felt like, no, I don't want to feel stressed about it, because as soon as I feel stressed or forced to work on something, I sort of lose steam. And my goal would be to then do the 6 pages to get my hands on the other charts in the SAL, because there are at least 2 that I want to stitch. And yeah, so there's that. We'll see. But the plan move, like I said, have 1 day a week to focus on my heights, to keep whipping down so I get to start new ones. And like I said, the Mary Poppins ones is in the pipeline, and then this one, which is called Dark Snow White by Barrett Biggers. It is a chart that I bought on Pain Free Crafts. And I really, really like it. So if I am really good and I get to finish, then yeah, I hope I can start this one this year. But that requires a little bit of discipline to do that. So we'll see. Again, I don't want to force myself. This is a hobby. I want to have fun while doing it. But then it's also good, at least for me, to have goals, something to strive for. It's always nice. So 1 more finish to start the stamp kit, and I could also show you that one, because I have it here. It is lying just beside me. It is 11 count. I have it. It's ready to go. I want to start this really bad. I love the colors in that one. And I miss actually having a stamped kit going, because they do also, I mean, they are relaxing to me, because you have everything, all the info is on the fabric. So finish 1 more, start this one, finish 2 more, start the Snow White, the Dark Snow White one, and finish all 3 of these to start the Mary Poppins one. So that are my goals for this year. And oh boy, am I gonna finish all these 3 Lena Ovas? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But the Lena Ova charts are on their own whip down list. So just finish 1 this year. Lena Ova would be great, because that gets me closer to starting another one. Yeah, so that's the plan, and that's my mid-year whip parade. Like I said, I hope I can get this up fairly soon, but at least tomorrow, Monday, if not tonight, Sunday. It always takes a little bit more time than I think to film it, because you do sometimes need to make breaks, stuff happens, you need to go running out looking for a chart that is missing, or like a kit like the Cinderella one. So yeah, stuff happens while you're filming, so sometimes it takes a long time to get everything together, but here we are. I am really, really glad that I got to do this, because again, for me, it's just good to rediscover all of my whips that I have. And I don't know, it just feels good. Gives me a clear picture of what I have, and also makes sort of like the goals more tangible, more what do you call it? more concrete sort of, yeah. And I don't know, I hope that I can get everything in place so that I can finally get into the rhythm and not having to think too much about it, because I do find myself thinking about it a lot now, that I'm not like, you know, do I focus on whip down or do I focus on heights, or what do I focus on? So if I can get everything lined up correctly, then I think it also will be a little bit more relaxing, and to get into a routine more would help me actually. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, it's been, I think it's a long video. I haven't really checked the minutes. I'm just filming, and we'll see where I get everything together, how long it will be. But if you are still here, wow, thank you so much for watching. The next video will just be a weekly stitchy update, and we will see what happens. Please take care of yourselves, stay safe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.